AI is being used to scam my audience. I know, this might not come as a shock to you, but welcome back to Tuesday Talks. Firstly, thank you for all the comments on last week's episode. It was genuinely nice to see so many of you enjoying this format again. I did miss doing them. No fancy production, no endless jump cuts, just sitting down and talking about something that's been on my mind. There's no real update from last week's topic. Like many of you, I'm still following the news, still reading, still trying to make sense of where everything is heading. But today's episode wasn't actually what I planned to film. It started with a text message I received this morning. We'll come back to that, because before I tell you about the text, I need to tell you about something that's been happening over the last few weeks. One thing I've always treasured is email. Long before YouTube became my full-time job, I was traveling around the UK playing 4-hour cover gigs in pubs and bars. I'd leave a notebook beside the stage, and if someone wanted to keep in touch, they'd simply write down physically their name and email address. That was my newsletter. Every so often, I'd send out a little update about where I was playing next, what I was working on, or a song I'd just finished. It was incredibly simple. And the funny thing is, some of those people are still subscribed today. Every now and then, I receive an email from someone who's been following my journey for 10 or even 15 years. And it genuinely means the world to me. Considering this channel is now approaching 800,000 subscribers, please subscribe if you haven't already. My newsletter is actually a small community in comparison, fewer than 35,000 people. Newsletters aren't cheap to run. The larger your mailing list becomes, the more expensive it gets. So there's never been any incentive for me to just scrape email addresses for the sake of it. I only want people there if they actually want to be there. I don't believe in filling your inbox simply because I can. Some weeks you'll hear from me several times, especially if there's a big project happening or an album release. Other weeks I do end up disappearing just because I'd rather send one email that's worth opening than 5 that aren't. I've also always tried to reply to as many email responses as I possibly can. Not every email, obviously. I'm probably not going to spend my evenings replying to hate mail, which isn't often, but if somebody has genuinely taken the time to write something thoughtful, I really do try to reply. And recently, I've noticed something rather lovely. The emails themselves are better written. Maybe you're not a natural writer, or English isn't your first language. I suspect some of you are writing using AI language models. So the result is that I receive these beautifully written, thoughtful emails from all over the world, which does make life easier for me. And that's AI making communication better. It's removing language barriers. It's helping people express themselves more clearly. I genuinely love that, which makes what I'm about to say feel stranger. Because over the last few weeks, people have started emailing me asking, Mary, is this really you? Someone has been impersonating me and sending rather lovely emails. They've created Gmail accounts pretending to be me and have been contacting members of my audience for a long time. And I honestly don't know how they're finding people's email addresses, whether it's through YouTube accounts, their public information, or something else entirely. I genuinely don't know how they do it. What I do know is that they're writing emails that sound remarkably like me. And that's the disturbing part. They don't have to guess how I speak or write an email. I've uploaded hundreds and hundreds of hours of myself talking on the internet. Every interview, every essay, every live stream, every vlog, it's all there. You could quite easily feed all of that into an AI model and ask it to write an email in the style of me. And it does a frighteningly good job. This isn't AI stealing my songs. It's not even creating a deep fake of me. Although honestly, I suspect that's only a matter of time after what Rhett Shull has been through. Instead, this feels quieter, much more subtle. It's simply writing emails that are convincing enough to make people hesitate. When we first started talking about AI, most of us imagined that the danger would be more obvious. We imagined the fake songs, the fake videos, Hollywood-level deepfakes. I feel slightly stupid for not expecting one of the first genuinely unsettling uses of AI against me and my audience to be emails, just words. Because trust has always lived in ordinary things: an email, a message, a phone call, a comment. Trust takes years to build and seconds to exploit. I've spent almost 10 years building this community. Every video, every live stream, every concert, every newsletter, every genuine reply to an email, little by little, we've built trust. Not because you know me personally, but because you've watched enough of my life and thoughts that you have a sense of who I am. AI changes that equation, not because it suddenly becomes me, but because it becomes convincing enough that you stop for a second and ask yourself, could this actually be real? Thankfully, many of you have done that. You asked me whether the messages were genuine. You sent me the emails. You reported the fake accounts. Google has already removed several of them. So thank you. You're helping protect other people in this community and me. But I realised I just need to make something absolutely clear. I do have one email address, info@maryspender.com. That genuinely is me. If you receive one of my newsletters, they'll come through the Beehiiv address that I have, because that's the platform I used to send them. That's real too. Anything else, random Gmail or Outlook accounts, even with my name in the title, that's not me. I've never called myself official Mary Spender. The frustrating thing is that I do ask for support. I crowdfund projects, I sell CDs, I sell courses, I have Patreon, I ask people to subscribe. That's simply part of being an independent artist. So when somebody pretends to be me asking for money, it's believable. And that's exactly what makes this horrible. Ironically, over the last year, I've simplified my business enormously. Some of you already know this because I've spoken about it before, but I've scaled everything back. I am a solo content creator again. The internet has changed. YouTube has changed. The economics of this job have changed. For a while, I thought the answer was to build something bigger, more people, more payroll, more overhead, more growth. And honestly, it nearly burnt my business to the ground. Back then, I had multiple email addresses because there were multiple people working with me. Today, I don't. Today, it's just me. I'm trying to build something sustainable instead of something enormous, something healthier, something that other musicians might actually be able to replicate without requiring crazy overheads. Because sometimes success isn't building something bigger. I mean, in this day and age, I think success in music is surviving being a musician, which just brings me back to the text message I received this morning. I'd recently paid for parking online. Then a text arrived and it looked convincing. It arrived at exactly the right moment. It referenced something I'd actually done. And for a split second, I thought, oh, maybe this is real. Instead of clicking the link, though, I did take a screenshot and asked ChatGPT, is this genuine? And within seconds, it pointed out all the warning signs. It was a phishing scam. And I just sat there thinking, this is strange. Here I am talking about AI being used to imitate people and scam my audience. And 5 minutes later, I'm using AI to stop myself being scammed. The same technology that's creating one problem is helping solve another. And maybe that's simply the world we're living in now. I spend a lot of time talking and thinking about the dangers of AI that it poses to creativity. Those concerns haven't disappeared. I'm still deeply worried about what it means for musicians, artists, and writers. But I also don't think the world is ending. Technology has always forced us to adapt. Sometimes it creates entirely new problems. Sometimes it helps solve them. Usually it does both. And I don't think the answer is becoming frightened of every new technology. I think the answer is becoming more thoughtful. The internet used to reward speed, click first, react first, share first. Maybe it rewards something different in future. Pause first, verify first, think first. And perhaps we also need better ways of proving we're humans, some kind of universal identity online, a sort of passport, not another badge, not another blue tick, but a genuine way of proving that the person you're interacting with really is who they say they are. Because I have a feeling that trust is about to become one of the most valuable currencies on the internet. So if you ever receive an email that feels slightly strange, trust that instinct. Look at the sender's address. Don't click any links until you're confident it's real. And if you're ever unsure whether an email claiming to be me is real, just forward it to me, info@maryspender.com. I'd much rather spend time reassuring you than have somebody lose money to a scammer pretending to be me. Please keep reporting fake accounts whenever you see them. You're genuinely helping protect one another and me. Anyway, that's all I really wanted to say today. This wasn't the Tuesday Talks episode I'd planned to make, but it felt very, very important and timely. I've also got so many topics I want to dive into over the next coming weeks, and I'd love your help deciding which ones we tackle first. So I'm going to head over to my Patreon community because I love hearing what they want. If you'd like to join us there or sign up to the newsletter, all the real, genuine links are in the description below. Thank you for looking out for one another. Thank you for looking out for me. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.
There's a storm inside my ribcage brewing after I've seen the views. It's sunshine when the numbers climb, hail when they refuse. I sign my name in pixels on a contract of smoke and greed. Tell me why this woman's mood rides shotgun with her feet. I laugh because it's tragic, I cry because it's cheap. I gave the algorithm everything for free.